It's time for baseball nuggets. And I promise, Corey, we will get to the person that you really want to talk about.
All right, I just got the first email about the vent, our new segment that we're going to be working with. And I've also we got a text. So again, Corey,
there are people in the building on this floor that have also dropped by.
Corey.majors@odyssey.com if you want to send your vent topics. We complained about traffic this morning. If you have a topic you'd like to vent about, text it to us.
What's the deal with traffic?
People, yeah, we got a text. That's a good one. I'm going to go ahead and write that one down as well.
All right. So we'll get to the other person that Corey really wants to talk about. But let's start with Luke Jackson. Yesterday, in relief of Tyler Mahle, Luke Jackson had a leadoff walk. Not ideal, but then he struck out 3 straight Cincinnati Reds with his slider. Bruce Bochy. Again, this is his quote, not him actually speaking. It's just getting better and better with him and what I'm seeing. The stuff is good. Good inning for him for sure. I think the Rangers are hoping that Luke Jackson is going to be the next kind of like Kirby Yates post-surgery success. And not necessarily to say like he'll always be in the 9th inning or anything like that, but he was rough before he had surgery. 5.09 ERA in 52 games with 2 teams last season. Bochy said there's probably 3 to 4 spots available or like competition in the bullpen. And Luke Jackson has performed really well. And perhaps he will take one of those spots and get some high leverage looks for you.
All right. So how many spots would there be in the bullpen total? Is it 8?
I believe that is correct. Or is it not 7?
7? All right.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of depends on how you're working some things.
I really want to use the Matt Hicks quote right here, but yeah, there's a good chance you'll have 8.
So he's already got a couple in mind, or a few in mind that are like, Matt Hicks quote is fantastic.
Yes.
There's already a few in mind that are taken, but there are plenty. 4 is a lot of places to be open. Sure. Because you're already saying, I really hope those 3 that we've already decided on are, locked it up. These other 4, that's a lot of places. So Luke Jackson is an interesting character because we know he can throw. Like we knew that. The slider's got to work. And if that slider's working, that could be really nice. But having, older arms in the bullpen that know how to pitch, very important for this.
Now, let's get to Emiliano Teodo. My question was going to be, is he being groomed to be a late inning reliever now? So, again,
yes, he is.
We go back to Bochy.
He is.
Yesterday, perfect 9th inning against the Reds. He reached 99.8 and had 4 swings and misses with his slider. So the biggest thing for him has been the control. And then Bochy again said that's the second time that Teodo has come in a save situation and done a great job. That doesn't mean, but it doesn't not mean that maybe he's the guy.
I think they're going to give him every chance during spring to force their hand. And I, honestly, Kevin, that's what they're telling everybody on the staff. Look, we didn't go get one because we didn't have the money to go buy one. Like, plain and simple, the tariffs are going to be a big problem. So we got to figure out how to save some money.
Oh man.
So they didn't go get one because the team knows. So guys, if you're here, you have a chance to be the closer. I mean, they told everybody, you have your opportunity. You just got to force our hand. We're not going to try and hold you back. You go out there and perform, and you're going to get another chance to perform in that situation. Now, the thing I like about it, Kevin, is the velocity that he throws with, 99.8, 100 miles an hour. Like, as a closer, Mike's talked about this for years. It seemed that, look, you're only pitching 5 innings. Go out there and throw as hard as you can for 5 innings, and you're done for the day. But if you have a dude that's doing this, you only need him for the 1 inning. Now, that doesn't mean you can't re-stretch him out later down the road because young pitching is difficult to find if he really wants to be a starter. But at this point in his career, he's probably looking at it going, man, I'd love to be on this roster. I'd love a chance to help this team out. And, man, if I could be a career closer, I can make some good money. I don't think he's thinking about that part of it right now. I think he's just thinking of, how do I get on this roster and get sped up in the process of things, because being a starter is not going to be the route for me right now.
Now, a week from today, you'll get the opportunity to see the potential closer of the future. as part of the Rangers spring breakout roster. So this is a cool thing that we've had the opportunity to see. We had the opportunity to see last year. They're bringing it back. And so this is going to take place from March 13th to March 16th. And Teodo is one of the spring breakout prospects for the Rangers. They'll play the Giants on March 15th at Scottsdale Stadium. And so it's essentially, it's kind of like your best prospect against best prospect, regardless of like what level they're on. And so Teodo is there. Winston Santos is there. Malcolm Moore, who we had the opportunity to talk with at spring training, their first round pick last year, is going to be there. Of course, Sebastian Walcott is going to be there. Alejandro Osuna is part of it. So like pretty much every single top Rangers prospect that is not injured or on the return from injury is part of this group. And that's the really cool thing is you have somebody like, Osuna, who's fighting for a major league spot, and somebody like Malcolm Moore, who literally just got drafted.
Right.
And so I think it's a cool mashup of all of that. And so you'll get to see the Rangers best against the Giants best next week. So wanted to throw that roster out there for you.
But today, you got the Rangers B team versus the A team from the World Series champions. So it's good. This is a good challenge.
That's probably not great.
Good opportunity to get out there and play some springtime baseball and learn a little bit about yourself. Not worry so much about the score and the final outcome.
Okay.
Because you don't look, man.
I'm a little worried about it, but
why?
You're right.
Why? How many times you played the Dodgers this year? Until the World Series.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And by that time, you're a better team, I think.
Okay.
I think you're a better team by the World Series, Kevin, if things go as planned.
Sure. I would agree that you're a better team by the World Series.
And then maybe they're better. Maybe they're worse,
So let's go. From the 904. This is a topical text. I'm so sick of hearing about basketball. Let's talk about baseball.
Guess what?
If you missed it, we are literally talking about baseball right now.
They could be a few minutes behind.
Yeah. Well, if you're behind, don't be
Speed
a jerk.
up.
All right. So top bullpens in Major League Baseball. I do not.
I'm sorry.
Oh, do you have an injury report for me?
No. Bruce Bochy just said that Teodo is a long shot to make the Rangers roster.
Oh!
He's definitely made an impression and could be an option. This is Jeff Wilson this season, but the team also wants to protect his health and let him continue to start. So all my little heart, my oversized heart is very, very sad right now.
And this goes into the idea that we talked about with Rocker, with Leiter. If all things are equal, they're going to give him an opportunity to start and then just wait on the rest. You're just going to have to be a little bit more patient. Or you know what, Corey?
Funny.
I did. Thank you, Boach. Kevin, I did point out, though, by the end of the year, this team could be better. So there you go. Don't forget that.
And it will be because of that. Now, maybe because of this news that Boach said, or maybe this article came out a few days ago, the Texas Rangers did not make the top 10 bullpens in Major League Baseball per CBS, which I can't say is particularly surprising. They weren't even in the honorable mention. Right now, you'd have a pretty strong case to argue that
Robert Garcia?
Okay, which I hope works out really well. But do you remember what I just told you about him last year? But you can make a really strong case that this is a bottom half of MLB bullpen
Mark
right
Church?
now. I like Mark Church. We'll see how that goes. Top 5 bullpens in Major League Baseball per CBS Sports.
Chris Martin?
Milwaukee Brewers.
Walter Pennington?
Minnesota Twins. Detroit Tigers. The LA Dodgers are only second behind the Cleveland Guardians. And yes, I know this is the part where people bring up that their closer is Emmanuel Clase, who used to be part of the Rangers organization. Yes, I know. We're all familiar with it, and it is unfortunate. But could be worse. Did you hear what happened with the Orioles? Gunnar Henderson, he has an intercostal strain. His availability for opening day is now in question. So I believe it was yesterday that we talked about how Adolis Garcia, the MRI, came back probably better than expected, and he should have no problem being ready to go for opening day. Gunnar Henderson, just a phenomenal player, one of the best in all of Major League Baseball, will potentially miss opening day for the Orioles. So I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue for them, but is how delicate the spring training balance can be with injuries and everything.
Kevin, I just want to point out we will not give in to terrorists or negotiate with them.
Oh.
Somebody has asked if we will give them a shout out on a Thursday, mind you. And if we don't shout them out, they'll throw our Amazon packages. And I'm just here to say that's not how this works.
I've gotten Amazon packages where people wrote Tolo on them, so I'm concerned.
I will just say I really appreciate you, but you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. I love you, though.
Did they say what the shout out was?
He just wanted a shout out.
Okay. Man.
And then this guy says, can we stop talking about baseball and talk politics, please?
No!
Right.
No!